Welcome to JPI TV's Inside Just Permit. I'm Cody Gerasi. Joining me today in the JPI TV studio is Rusty Johnson and Stefan Jablonski from Hotel Amazon on the Travel Channel.
What's going on, buddy?
How you doing, bud?
Thanks for having us.
Well, for these 6 questions are for Stefan. Will you be filming another season?
Well, it turns out that we won't be doing another season with Travel Channel. It was the most expensive show they ever did, so they realized it's a small network, so they probably won't be interested in doing another season. But the show is being shopped to other networks, so we're optimistic about that. But we had a great run. We had fun with it.
How far is it from the nearest lodge to the village?
From the lot, we border. We're on the end of the smallest village that's on the Arapa River, where the resort is, and it's about 125 people. You know, about 45 kids. We have another big village upriver at the mouth of the river, and we have another big village down there. So there's a few thousand people on that river.
What's the biggest difference between the United States and the Amazon?
Oh boy, a lot. U.S. has better healthcare, better schools, pizza. You know, can't get good pizza in Peru. Just the culture. I mean, the people are different down there. They kind of work at their own speed. They're slow and more laid back. I mean, they don't have as much to do. They don't have the movie theaters, the malls, you know what I mean, the amusement parks and stuff like that. So they just kind of take their time, and it's called jungle time. Yeah, it's kind of lazy, actually.
How are the people's daily lives different?
Kind of along the same lines that people down there, they basically hunt and fish to survive. So kids only go to school until the 4th grade, and then that's only for like 4 or 5 months a year. So each village has a little schoolhouse, and they have traveling teachers that come around. So the rest of the year, the kids are running around playing. You know, the men are out building, fixing. The women are cooking, you know, cleaning, making arts and crafts and stuff like that. So, but it's pretty laid back, and you know, unlike all the hustle and bustle up here.
What did you learn? Where were the differences between how things work in the U.S. and the Amazon, and which do you prefer?
They both have pros and cons. Up here, everything's a lot faster. There's more taxes, more laws. Down there, things are slower, more laid back again. But I mean, it's a little more. You have a little more freedom down there. You're not really as many restrictions like you do here. But you're sacrificing again healthcare, conveniences, amenities. So it's tough. I mean, it's nice to go down there and visit. But the truth is, I'm glad I live here.
When did you find out Rusty lied to you about the furniture?
Just now when you told him.
You did, but I knew something was up when he came back in that boat, and all that furniture was it was kind of like thrown in there, and it, you know, it was like trying to fluff up a pillow. They were trying to make it look like more than there really was. So, and then I asked him what was up. He said, "Oh no, there's more coming. It's on back order." And I'm like, "Okay." And I walked away, and I'm like, "You don't have back order down here."
So I could come up with.
So eventually we were able to get what we needed. With dry furniture.
These next questions are for Rusty. When did you first get involved with wildlife?
When I was about 6 years old. I found a mouse with a broken leg, so I got the idea that I could throw a cast on him and let him go, which didn't work out too well. So I wanted to keep him, but it bit me, so my mother wouldn't let me. I said, well, if I can't have a mouse, I want a snake. And so I ended up getting a snake at 6, and then it kind of all snowballed out of control from then.
What is your favorite animal?
See, down there, the jaguar for sure.
What animal would you bring to the U.S. if you could?
I definitely would bring a jaguar home, but I think what would be more feasible would be a nice big harpy eagle.
Oh yeah, real feasible. It's tall.
I have a condor.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, sure. Sure.
How did your love of the Amazon begin?
Well, it started, I went down there to write a book. I wrote this book here, The Twilight of the Wild, and this is mostly about Africa. And so I decided, well, I'd like to go down to the Amazon and kind of do the same thing. So I went there, and just as soon as my boots hit the ground, I fell in love with the place. So then I first started really bringing in medicine and malaria nets to kids, because we get still about 4,000 kids a day dying of malaria. And just wrapping them up in a little net at night solves the problem. So then I just kept on feeling it, and almost to the point where now that feels more of a home to me than up here sometimes. So it was even a surprise for me. At first it became a visit, and now it's more of a lifestyle.
Very slow lifestyle.
How did it feel to get bit by the bullet ant?
That was not fun. They call it the bullet ant. Well, it's the largest species of ant in the world, and it's the bullet ant because it feels like you got shot when it bites you. And so it bit, and it hurt really bad. But at first I figured maybe it was just fire ants or something. But then I started feeling really, really nauseous. And the oddest part was getting tunnel vision. So we're like being in the jungle, and then totally the jungle just kind of forming around you into this tunnel vision just made me really, really dizzy. And as you can see on the show, I get really sick.
How angry or annoyed do you get at Juan?
Depends on the day, and it depends for what. Juan is just a big old kid, and if you understand that, you can deal with a lot more of Juan. I know a lot of our audience likes Juan, and it's because they have a mute button on the remote control, and you only see him in at least no more than an hour at a time. Living with him for a month or two at a time is a totally different story.
He's a character.
Yeah.
These three questions are for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because the children of Peru are so poor, what can kids like us do to help?
A lot is kind of the simple things that we take for granted. A lot of them need shoes, even just simple medical supplies, and this is like the malaria nets. So a lot of times we take donations and we can buy stuff and bring it to them. It's hard to actually carry stuff down there because it's so bulky. And also, a lot of times they even try to tax at the airport for them. But with the donations, what we can do with the lodge is buy stuff right in the town of Iquitos, which is the major city there. And believe it or not, it's even cheaper than buying it here. But little things, shoes, clothes, things like that.
School supplies.
Yeah, school supplies.
That's a big thing, because the kids, they want to learn, but they just don't have much. They have an old, scratchy chalkboard, and half the time they don't even have chalk for it, so it's definitely little things like that, school supplies, things that are not paper. It's either got to be plastic or like dry erase boards. We were bringing them down there so kids can use that with the markers, and they can do their work on that and then wipe it off and reuse it. Paper just disintegrates down there. It's so humid, so hot, that just eventually paper just disintegrate. So they don't, unless they have books, they have to be like the laminate type. So for them to last a long time.
What do the kids of the village by the lodge do for fun?
What do they do for fun? God, I'd say the biggest thing,
Soccer, volleyball.
Yeah, every village, the very center of the village is a soccer field, and they're all the same. And they have all the houses built around it, and some further off, if they have more houses than space. And that's what they play. Unless it's, floods too much, and then they play muddy soccer.
Then they swim.
Yeah, then they go swimming, so. It's great. They come over to the lodge, we have guests there, and they're curious, they want to see what's going on, and they're so cute. Everybody loves them. They want to give the kids treats and stuff. Gotta be careful we don't feed them too much. They'll never go away.
What are your connections with Morse?
I went here. I graduated from here in 1984. Yep. So I was roaming these halls for 7 years.
Yeah, my daughter, Ayla Johnson, she went here as well through like kindergarten, first and second grade.
Yeah, horse Mustangs. I had fun here. I had a lot of great memories. And it's interesting coming back and seeing these halls, and just I remember so much now, because I haven't been here since I think I was here like maybe once when I was in high school. For some reason I can't quite remember, but it's pretty much been like 30 years, and it brings back a ton of memories. I made some very good friends here. it shaped my young life, you know, and actually carried over into my adult life too. So it was a good experience, real good experience.
Okay. Well, it was great having you guys here.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Cody, thank you very much. It's been a great time.
Thank you for joining us on Inside Just Print It. It's produced by JPI TV. Don't forget to Google us, watch us, like us, and share us.
Google us, like us, share us. It's a JPI TV.